What's going on, guys? It's Cade from Beyond the Box, back with a brand new video. Today is a highly anticipated video, at least for me. I've been waiting 3 years for this day. A couple of years ago, 3 years to be exact, the Quest 2 came out, and up until now, it's been the VR standard for wireless PC VR or regular VR without a PC in general. And a couple of days ago, the Oculus Quest 3, thanks to everybody at Meta for sending me over a copy to review. I really appreciate you. By the way, guys, we are giving a Meta Quest 2 away at 20,000 subscribers, and that's just a few thousand away. So we're getting really close. If you guys don't even have a VR headset yet, make sure you subscribe and hit that bell icon so you're alerted to all my new videos. Because when we hit 20,000, we're gonna be giving this away. And we're also gonna be giving away a PS5 away at 30,000 subscribers. So make sure you guys are subscribed because it's free and you can always unsubscribe later if you don't like my content. But with that said, let's get right into the video. So I've thought for the past couple years that Oculus Quest 2 was the standard of VR. I've had my hands on the Pico Neo 4. I've had the Oculus Quest 1. I even messed around with the first ever Oculus dev kit for PC VR. And I've been around for the ride for the past 12 plus years now, watching Oculus, now Meta, take over the VR space. And up until now, this has been the epitome of VR standards. And over the past few days, I've been able to try the Meta Quest 3 for the first time, get my initial thoughts and impressions, and I'm just gonna let you guys know my honest to God thoughts about what I think about the headset compared to the Oculus Quest 2 and the Quest Pro, because I basically owned every single headset that Oculus or Meta has ever put out. So with that being said, I think I have a pretty good base of opinions when it comes to what I expect out of a VR headset. So let's just get right into the review. So the tech that you're gonna find in the Meta Quest 3 is going to be a Snapdragon XR2 Gen 2 CPU. It's got 8 gigabytes of RAM. It's 2064 by 2208 per eye, which is a little better than the Quest 2. The refresh rates on the Quest 3 are the same as the Quest 2. You can either go to 90 Hertz or 120 Hertz in experimental mode. And the FOV in the Quest 3 is drastically increased since the Quest 2. I believe the Quest 2 is like 95 FOV. This is now 110 FOV. And I can't exactly remember the FOV of the Quest Pro, but I can definitely tell you that I believe that it's just slightly bigger than the Quest 3. But with that said, these new pancake lenses that the Quest 3 has makes everything a lot bigger when you put it onto your face. And it is slightly smaller than the Quest 2, but it weighs about 5 or 6 grams, slightly more than the Quest 2. So it's a slightly smaller form factor, which means it's gonna stick out less farther on your face. But that also means that weight is the exact same and slightly a little bit more, even with or without the battery packs. This is not the standard Quest Elite strap. It broke on me for the Quest 2. I had to get aftermarket ones, but this is the official Meta Elite battery strap for the Quest 3. And let's just get right into battery since we're talking about it. The battery on this seems to be complete ass so far. With the Quest 2 battery and battery strap, I can get maybe like 4 to 5 hours of gameplay. I unboxed this and played a couple of demos for AR and downloaded all my old games at the same time, and I had less than maybe 2 hours left, maybe 2.5 hours of battery use on the headset before it would have completely died at a 100% of the headset and the strap. So the battery is significantly smaller, which is a big downside because if it's a comfortable experience, you're gonna wanna stay in for a much longer period than only 2 hours. I've stayed in VR for maybe 5 or 6 hours before when it was connected to a wall outlet. And especially depending on how comfortable this is, you're gonna have to definitely get some aftermarket padding because this head strap is just not comfortable. Frontal face interface is just not comfortable. What's great about this though is the individual IPD adjustment down here that the Quest 2 does not have. You still got your 3-prong magnetic charging port on the side. You also got your headphone jack, which is directly in the side of the strap now. And on the other side, you have your USB. So that's nice. So that means if you ever break these pieces off, you're kind of screwed. You're gonna have to get an entirely new Quest 3. And also with the Elite battery strap, you're gonna find the USB-C charging port back here as well. So you can charge the battery strap and the Quest 3 at the same time, or you can use 2 separate cables entirely to charge both up to 100 at the exact same time to minimize your charge time so you can get back into the game. But when you put this on your head for the first time, you feel like it's gonna be a lot more comfortable than it actually is. And with that said, I am a little disappointed in the comfort because you would think with all these years of research and design and customer feedback and all these focus groups, you would think that they'd figure out how to make a more comfortable experience while wearing it on your face. You're definitely gonna have to get an aftermarket faceplate, like something from VR Cover, which I've worked with in the past. Hopefully they have like at least a silicone pad or one of these plushy Quest 2 covers that I love to use on the Quest 2. That's a great accessory. And the more plushy padding you can get on this is a must, because it's after like an hour, you kind of just want to get out of it. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys, everything that was promised to you is worse than what you're being told. Every big reviewer online, every VR tech reviewer online is trying to sweet talk the Quest 3. And I'm just gonna be plain and simple with you guys, my personal review. I played a few games the other day, but none of the games that I enjoy playing have gotten the Quest 3 graphics overhaul update yet. I mean, there's a few, but I don't really play that many. My main games are contractors and military shooters like POV, first-person shooter games, maybe some Onward. Onward 2's coming out pretty soon. And you would think that MetaQuest Studio Games would already have made sure to come out with a Quest 3 update, and a lot of these game developers have not yet. So it's really pointless to update to the Quest 3 if your favorite games have not been guaranteed a graphics overhaul yet. So you might as well just stay on the Quest 2 for that by itself alone until at least the graphics overhaul comes out. Now, when it comes to the AR and the camera sensors and the pass-through color sensor, first off, everybody said you could easily read text on your phone. It is harder than it looks, and it's not as easy as people claim for it to be. Like, I have to close one eye and get a proper focus on the phone at a certain distance for myself to be even able to know what I'm doing. I set up the headset while wearing it and connecting it to the app, and I was having a big struggle with reading what I was doing through the headset. There is a lot of distortion, and regardless of, I saw, what was his name, VR Gamer Dude. He was talking about the pass-through and how it's all great, it's not grainy depending on your lighting. This is studio lighting. I have two soft boxes right here. You're not gonna get brighter lighting for the Quest 3 than I have right now. It is a very grainy experience. It's not anywhere near HD, but I do think it's a slight upgrade from the Quest Pro in the pass-through sensor. I don't exactly know how well, because to be honest with you, when I purchased the Quest Pro, I thought it was gonna be an amazing device. I know it wasn't meant for gaming, but it was going to be a total upgrade from the Quest 2. So I was like, okay, this is gonna be amazing. Let's check it out. But to be honest with you, this has been a paperweight for most of my time using it. The only reason that I still keep the Quest Pro around is I love using these Quest Pro controllers on my Oculus Quest 2. Now, eventually, in the next couple of days, I plan to pair the Quest Pro controllers to the Quest 3, because I do like the Quest 3 controllers. They don't have that little ring that the Quest 2 controllers had, and they are nice, and they do have decent tracking, but it's just nowhere in comparison. But the tracking compared to the Quest Pro controllers is just nowhere near the same quality, in my opinion, because the Quest Pro has cameras on the controller and the Quest 3 controllers do not. They try to cheap out on the quality of the controllers, but this is a little lighter. I'm not exactly sure about the battery life when it comes to these. And by the way, there is no magnetic charging sensor on the Quest 3 controllers like the Quest Pro. So if you do have the Quest Pro charging port, you're not gonna be able to use it. This thing takes batteries like the Quest 2. So you can use AA's or you can use rechargeable batteries, up to you. But the Quest Pro, you don't use batteries, you use electricity to charge these things up, kind of like a PlayStation 5 controller. So the tracking for the Quest 3 controllers are just not as good as the tracking for the Quest Pro controllers. And we obviously knew this. It's not rocket science. When the cameras are on the Quest Pro controllers and not on the Quest 3 controllers, obviously the tracking is just not gonna be as good. Your tracking does disappear behind your back. So it's basically gonna be the same tracking as you experience on the Quest 2. If you're hoping for better tracking for any of your games, your favorite games, it's just gonna be completely pointless to upgrade for the controllers. You're gonna wanna go out and buy Quest Pro controllers for the upgraded experience. And these will work with any Meta headset at this point in time. With that all being said so far, I'm not really that all impressed with the Quest 3. I mean, the pancake optic lenses are nice, but it's still not an OLED screen. I don't understand why in 2023 we cannot get an OLED screen out of Meta when we did with the Oculus Quest 1. That doesn't really make any sense. But the Meta Quest 3 has two tracking cameras, one here and one here. It's got speakers that are directly coming out of the earpieces. It's got a 2x color pass-through camera and a 1 depth sensor, and no eye or face tracking like the Quest Pro. So if you do like playing VR chat, it is gonna be a downgrade. You gotta know what you're getting into when you buy a Meta Quest 3, because if you like VR chat, you're just not gonna get any face tracking when it comes to the Quest 3. So if your main game is VR chat and you like connecting with other people, probably gonna wanna go with the Quest Pro, even though this is a lot cheaper for the price. But again, the Quest 3 is 40% smaller than the Quest 2 and has double the processing power of the Quest 2. And the new Pancake lenses have a 30% increased render resolution. So whenever those games do end up coming out with a higher graphics setting, you're gonna be amazed, I hope. When I was playing the First Encounters demo the other day, I was not impressed at the quality of the graphics at all. They were talking about how these games are amazing now with 30% increased pixel density and all that good stuff. And I'm just like, this looks the exact same as the Quest 2. To my eyes, it looks the exact same. So I'm not impressed when it comes to the demo that I played so far. I need to get into more of the gameplay itself. So far, that is my initial impressions of the Oculus Quest 3. We need to get back into the headset to see how enjoyable these games really are with the updated graphics. One more thing, I'm told that the Quest 3 mic is really bad. I don't know, I have not verified this for myself, but just keep that in mind. It does apparently sound pretty bad. We'll verify that again ourselves in a little bit. I think now all we have left to do is to jump into the Quest 3, try those new graphic mods on a few of the games I have, and see how the experience is from there and see if we think this is actually worth an upgrade. So I'll see you there. So we just loaded up one of my favorite games, Golf Plus, and I'm just taking a look around at the scenery. I'm not gonna really play it because that's not part of the video. I'm just wanting to check out the graphics and see what I think about the actual visual enhancements. And so far, just like comparing it to my memory, I can't really distinguish a difference back then and now. I feel like in terms of fidelity and refresh rate, anti-aliasing, it feels the exact same. So I'm not really very impressed right now. I know this game did have a graphics overhaul. The biggest problem I noticed so far with playing these games and with downloading these games is, number one, the battery is just drained so fast. You don't get a chance to even really remotely enjoy the game. By the time you get done with one game, the battery may be like 60% down. Right now, the battery and the battery strap is at 82%. So just the time I spent talking about it when I took it off the charger, it was at 100% on both the strap and the headset. So now it's down to the headset being 82% total. So the head strap is completely dead, and now we only have 82% of the battery on the headset left. So this thing draws power like a mother. And also, all of these games, my biggest concern with all of these new graphic updates is the fact that when they do come, they're going to completely destroy the space and memory in your Quest 3. I bought the 128GB model because I didn't think the 512GB model was worth it, because I didn't want to spend the extra money, because I'll just uninstall games when I want to and play those. But even if you only download 4 to 5 games at a time, your headset is going to fill up increasingly faster than you expect, and my headset's already full. Also, with that being said, there is light that comes through that little nose crack right here, and as well as the comfort. I've only had this headset on for like 20 minutes and I am severely uncomfortable because the headset is severely painful on the front of my face. So I don't know who you guys are listening to when it comes to the review on the Oculus Quest 3. Maybe you're trusting BMF's opinion. Maybe you're trusting VR Dad. Maybe you're trusting VR Guy. Maybe you're trusting the Oasis guy for his review. But honestly, if you have the Quest 2, I don't think it's that big of a difference in an upgrade. AR is not worth your time yet, and AR is not worth the upgrade alone. And until all these games come out with their Quest 3 graphics overhauls, it's definitely not gonna be worth upgrading your headset from a Quest 2 to a Quest 3. You might even want to stay on a Quest 2 until you get to the Quest 4. If you got a ton of Quest 2 accessories, if you find the Quest 2 to be super comfortable like I do, you might want to stay on the Quest 2. Maybe the Quest 4 would be even better, because the power of the Quest 3 right now is about the power of the Xbox 360 in 2009. So we're about 2009 level graphics based on what I see online. So it's only going to get better, and I expect within another year or two, the Quest 4 will be out and will be even better experience than the Quest 3. And for the price fee to get into the headset, I don't think it's worth it. I don't think the value is there. That may change in the future depending on how comfortable I can get this headset to be with aftermarket accessories. Honestly, the reviewers lied to you. The Quest 3 is not worth 500 plus right now, at least. In the future, that might change, but I just don't think it's worth the money that you're gonna spend on it. So if you can't afford one, or if you don't feel like picking one up yet, don't feel left out, because you're not missing much. Meta is gonna have to come out with a lot of better experiences and game overhauls and graphic overhauls overhauls for this headset to even be a viable purchase in 2023, even 2024. So that's the end of the review, guys. I hope you guys liked the honest opinion on the Quest 3. If you did, don't forget to smash that thumbs up for the algorithm. It really helps me out. Speaking of Quests, we're giving a Quest 2 away at 20,000 subscribers, and we're giving a PS5 away at 30,000 subscribers. So all you guys gotta do to enter is just subscribe and hit that bell icon so you're alerted to every video I post. When we hit those marks, we're gonna be giving it away, and we're gonna announce the winner on Twitter as well. So make sure you guys are following me on Twitter at BeyondTheBox1. Also, I stream almost every single night on Twitch, mostly Call of Duty. So if you guys want to connect with me, if you guys want to ask me any questions about anything at all, or ask me to review any specific product, talk to me there, because that is the best place to get hold of me when I'm live at twitch.tv/BeyondTheBoxTTV. I also stream on Kick, so if you guys want to join my Kick community, it's kick.com/BeyondTheBox. But I'm gonna get off of here. I'm gonna go play some Call of Duty. The beta is dropping tomorrow, so I'm gonna go get ready for that. I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out.